Hello, friends from all around the digital collectible world. This is the Nifty.Show. I'm Joel Comm, and along on the ride with me today is Sir Lord, the most always high Travis Wright.
That's true. Thank you for having me on the show today, Joel.
Well, it's a unique episode because the project that we're going to talk about today, you actually are the project lead on this particular NFT release. And so we're also going to welcome a friend of ours, a friend of Bad Crypto, a personal friend of ours, back to the show. And his name is Oz Sultan. Oz, what is happening, my brother?
Pleasure to be here, guys. Getting through cancer, which was kind of the seeding of this project. Getting back to life, looking for metaverse and blockchain projects because 15 years in the gaming space, tons of years in the blockchain space. But I just literally got knocked out and spent 8 months in a hospital bed, plus a couple months convalescing, and then just kind of trying to get back to life now. And that's really kind of the advent of this. And, I got to give Trav a huge hug every day for this, virtually though, because he's in
Aw,
Puerto Rico.
you're a cancer fighting badass. So
Thank you.
let's give people a little bit of background before we reveal exactly what's happening today. You've been fighting cancer now for 2 years, is that right?
Close to. I mean, I was diagnosed in 2020. I basically got just thrown into the hospital like immediately. I ended up spending Christmas 2020, New Year's, my birthday 21, most of 21 in the hospital, and then I came out towards the end. I actually got to spend Christmas with like family and friends in 21, then spent more time in the hospital this year. And it's tough, and I've had a number of challenges getting through this. I've got about 18% of the cancer left. And I'm working aggressively. I mean, we're in Gerson therapy and we're doing Rick Simpson oil, which, makes Trav's getting high look simple because it's hyper concentrated and it works. And then I've got meetings for stem cell therapy and other things. And I've got to travel to doctors, and all of this is terribly, terribly expensive, and no one ever tells you this. Like I was prepared for COVID, but I wasn't prepared for COVID and cancer, and burned savings, burned crypto, burned a lot of things, and by the grace of God, we started talking with Trav about this, a couple months ago, and the idea was, hey, maybe we can't just help me, maybe we can help a whole bunch of people. And that was where the advent of this came up, and then it was really cool, because the whole idea of shaman, right, and putting sacred knowledge on the blockchain and bringing in more than just what you're seeing now, which is just a bunch of like really simplistic Western ideals, but like opening it wide. That was really, really awesome.
Okay, well, you're jumping ahead a little bit because we haven't even announced what the project is yet, but it's got something to do with shamans. It's actually been more than a couple months.
Mhm.
You reached out to us and we had a conversation, and this really resonated with what could be done to create an NFT project that had significant meaning and would really give back to community and to those in need. Because
Exactly.
initially it was like, hey, I can't, I've drained my crypto. I can't
Mhm.
pay my bills. What would you think of, working on a project? And then Travis, you came in and talk a little bit about what the concept is here and go ahead and announce what the site and the project is.
Yeah. You and Oz had a conversation, and then you messaged me and you said, "Hey, dude, Oz has stage 3 cancer, bro. It's like, what could we maybe do to help him out?" And I think you had originally mentioned maybe doing an NFT series or something
Mhm.
to help out the scenario. And I said, well, Oz, if people are familiar with the Blockchain Heroes set that we did, Oz is number 24 in there. He's the wizard. He's Oz. He's Sultan. He's the wizard king, essentially, right? And so we said, what if we do a series of wizards, And we could maybe set some of those proceeds over for Oz to help with his cancer. And what we sort of evolved the idea. Well, there's a lot of people who've done wizards out there. Wizards are
Mhm.
played out, but we started talking about maybe putting ancient wisdom on the blockchain and creating these magical, mystical mementos and creating shaman from all over the world. and that's what we've done is we've gone from the wizard,
Hmm.
as you can see here, as Joel's pulling up here. This was the original artwork for the Blockchain Heroes project, and there's lots of different variations. The wizard is one of the most popular characters in the set.
I mean, look at him. He's so cool.
Yeah,
I think
Thank
right
you again,
after
guys.
Genesis, which of course is the Satoshi Nakamoto character, the wizard is the second most popular. And look at that beard on him. I mean, move over, Gandalf.
It used to be there, but the chemo just,
Yeah.
it'll
man.
get there again, my man. And so we sort of chatted about it. We started building the team together, and let's create a series of shamans and witches and wizards and hierophants and magicians and just people from ancient wisdom from all over the world. And let's put that ancient wisdom on the blockchain. Like I've been collecting, manuscripts and PDFs and series from all over from very old stuff, and we can put a lot of cool stuff on the blockchain, and we can take a lot of this wisdom and make it fun for people, and that's what we're doing. We're creating this thing called Soul Shamans. Soul in Spanish means sun. We were originally going to launch this on Solana, but there was so many problems with Solana. We literally had it all ready to go, the code, the contract, and then they got DDoSed. Then their
Hmm.
network got congested, and then they got hacked. And we said, nope, let's move it to somewhere else. So we're moving it over to Polygon and setting it on Matic. So basically, we are creating we're weaving together a tribe of metaphysically minded people, and we're learning ancient wisdom, spiritual technologies, and we're giving back. And that's really the core message of Soul Shamans, and having fun along the way, and making it profitable, especially for folks who are getting in on Series One. We're going to do this. We have a 7-year roadmap for this thing. 7 years, Oz. So we're going to keep you around here for at least way more than that, though. We want to keep you around for like 30 or 40.
Thank you, guys. I mean, you have no idea how much this means. It's just, and I got to tell you, it's been so debilitating. I mean, there were periods because I had to sell off all of my Bitcoin before it spiked last year just to start covering costs, and then costs just started piling up. And they never tell you about this stuff. Insurance doesn't cover everything, and then you stop working. You stop being really useful. I mean, it psychologically is damaging to you. And this has really been life. This has been something that's like given me a lot of hope through all of this because I'm slowly rebuilding. I'm slowly getting back to work, and I'm slowly getting back to functionality. But I'm on here. I don't know if people have ever seen these things. I'm on constant dose fentanyl just to deal with my neuropathy. Okay. And I used to be at 150 milligrams of constant dose. I'm down to about 70 right now. And it's a big issue. Like I can't move sometimes. I had a bad day earlier this week and I just couldn't move. And it's just these types of things that the shaman set and what this is doing and the whole opportunity to, I'll let you talk about the DAO and those things. That's going to be huge, and I think it's going to be huge for not just the community, but a lot of folks that are suffering with cancer, a lot of folks that are suffering with ailments, and what we can really do, not just from the fun of bringing ancient knowledge and a lot of multicultural aspects into this, because we've got artists from around the world, we've got idioms from a whole bunch of cultures, and these are things that you don't see. Typically all you're seeing is the same type of bro recreation or permutation of some set that was dropped like 6 weeks ago. And this is new, this is innovative, this is all encompassing, and it covers a lot of races, a lot of creeds, and it covers just a breath of freshness that I really love.
Hmm. Let's look at some of these here. This artwork is just amazing. Check. There's so much variety. And how many different artists do we have here, Trev?
We have 21 different artists, and we've created 200 different shamans. So I correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know of any other NFT series in NFT history in its long 3-4 year history that is more complex than this one, because
I don't think
essentially
so. I don't think so. There's been others who have had multiple artists, like curio cards and
Mhm.
the playing arts cards and stuff.
Mhm.
But these are way more complex than those.
Yeah, essentially each one is its own generative set. And so having to create all the code on Solana and then say, and then recreate it on
Yeah.
Matic. I mean, I personally invested over $100,000 in this project so far with artists and with the getting the code done and working on marketing and then, people who are helping out on the team and helping out is that so it's like I'm fully invested in this, and I'm fully invested in helping Oz. And here's how we're doing it: is 50% of the proceeds from Soul Shamans are going into what we're calling the Helping DAO, and 50% of that money will go into the DAO. It will go into a vault, and over time, this vault will grow. And as we build the platform out, we're going to build a staking platform for the NFTs. The NFTs can then, but we're doing something very unique with this actually, and I could talk about the staking platform in a bit. But
Mhm.
the goal is over time is for this vault to grow to 70, $100 million over time as we take the funds, invest in some early startup projects, put it in DeFi, take yield out, and then we're going to help people in this way is the holders of the NFTs, these shamans, can nominate people who are in need. And then the community will vote on that to see who gets those allocations. And we're going to do allocations. We want to do allocations 4 times a year at the turning of the season. The winter solstice, the spring equinox, the summer solstice, and the autumnal equinox. So we're really keeping with the nature theme, and people are going to be able to nominate people, but then also you're going to be able to stake your NFTs, your shamans, and your spell book, which we can talk about, and the daily NFTs that you're going to be able to do to actually earn help tokens that you can then help other people with or help yourself if you're also in need. But just a way to generate money and a way to generate positive mindset, a way to generate positive energy for the world, and just to educate and inspire folks.
Hmm. And the ability to get involved happens now. I mean, you've already got a ton of followers on Twitter, and the Telegram is how big?
I don't know. There's like 70, 80,000 people on the Telegram.
Yeah.
People,
It's huge.
pe- people who are wanting, there a lot of contest folks, but it's like, hey, I want to win something. But it's like we're actually growing. We'll be growing the Discord, a separate area of a Discord with only shaman holders, and
Hmm.
so there's going to be a community in there, and that, and then there's some other really cool stuff that's going to be done where like some content will be able to be unlocked only if you have these NFTs. And so I want to tell you, Joel, about this because I think this is the cool part. So your shamans are going to start off. Most of them are going to start off on level 1. You're going
Mhm.
to be able to build your shaman up over time to level 7, right? How do you do that? Here's how you're going to do it. It was with our staking platform and with our NFT platform. So first of all, you got to mint a shaman. It's probably best to mint at least 2 shamans because you want to have one staked and one that you're going to be working with. And in summer, we're going to launch the spell books. So if you have a shaman, and for every shaman that you have, you're going to be able to generate a spell book. These spell books, once combined with the shaman, are going to be needed. They're needed for our daily NFT platform. Once you have both of them, and once we launch the NFT platform, every day, once a day, per wallet, you're going to be able to come and mint an NFT. And this NFT will be, something around mindset. It'll be some ancient wisdom symbol. It'll be a mantra. It'll be a mudra. It'll be a Reiki symbol. It'll be a Solfeggio frequency. It'll be some sort of shamanic item that will inspire you. And then you stake that into the platform, right? Once, and let's say this, let's say these numbers aren't set yet, but let's say a shaman is worth 1,000 in staking power and a spell book is worth 500 in staking power. Well, the daily NFT might be worth 25 staking power. So you need 40 of those to get to 1,000. Once you get the same amount as you have the power of your shaman, you can level up your shaman to the next level, level 2. Now your shaman has a level power of 2,000. So now you want to power up your spell book so that way you can get your daily NFTs. So then there'll be 25. Once you power up your spell book, then it will be, instead of 25, they'll have a staking power of 50. So then
Hmm.
you could stake up And then what's going to happen is we're going to burn your original shaman and then make a new one with like maybe it's going to have a glowy orb around it, and it's just going to power up, kind of how we've done on Blockchain Heroes with the cool special effects. The shamans will grow over time and look cooler. And in this first batch, there's going to be 7,777 shaman. Of those, 70 will be a level 2, and 7 will be a level 3.
Ooh, head
And so
start.
those, you got to get a head. You get a head start if you get one of those dropped. Yeah.
Nice.
But Trav, talk about, just in the whole roadmap aspect of this. Drop the whole idea of, I don't know if you want to talk fully about it, but the metaverse and where this is going to go, and how this is different from other projects, because it's not just a collectible. This is actually going to become an engine and part of a game universe.
Well, that's the theory. We're working with a company called creativecreation.io, and they're helping with a lot of our stuff. And they're building a cross metaverse platform. And so basically, we're going to be able to take the shaman, which are 2D, and once they level up to a certain point, you're going to be able to then turn them into a 3D, 360 avatar, which can be your digital self in these metaverses, right? You'll be able to import them into certain metaverse. And I think that's really cool. We want to build a like sort of a meditation area where people can come in and have teachings from top healers and metaphysical people from around the world. We're creating a codex of all the top physical stores in the world that are like metaphysical shops, right, where you can go get cool things. All these different healers and holistic practitioners. We're going to create a huge directory. So the goal is not just to create these NFTs. The goal is to create a real powerful community. Could you imagine if we could all sit and meditate and think about and pray on the same thing at the same time to help facilitate change in the world? Because there's just a very few people who kind of run the world, but we're way more powerful collectively. So we're trying to harness these, the most soulful people in the world to kind of do great stuff. And we got a
You're right.
7-year roadmap of things that we can do. So it's crazy what we can do.
Channeling John Lennon there a little bit, Trev.
Mhm.
Just imagine. Now, I got to say that when I look at these right here, I really want this one because she looks a lot like Jennifer Aniston. I'm just,
You like that one?
I do. She's so badass. And yet, I mean, she's love and she's beautiful and she's got this
Mm-hmm.
staff who, I mean, I don't know what she's capable of. Like, don't piss her off because
Mm-hmm.
she'll do a thing. Now, the mint passes are already available. So
Mm-hmm.
talk about the mint pass and then how these will play into actually minting your shamans.
Yeah. So this right here, they are available right now. We've sort of done a soft launch on these to we want to grow this organically. We're going to launch the full mint on 4/4/22, and we opened up the mint pass on this on 2/22/22 at 2:22 p.m. Eastern. So we want to get all the twos in there on Tuesday. And so they are 111 Matic right now, and that allows you to mint one. And whenever the full mint happens, I think they're going to be around 177 Matic. So it's a significant discount in now and getting them. You can buy up to 7 mint passes. And then those things, we've not mentioned what the mint passes will be able to be done afterwards, but they are probably going to be a staking tool as well.
Mhm.
Probably to be a powerful thing in the staking
Ooh,
ecosystem.
I like
Might
steak.
even help power up your shaman down the road. We're working out on all the details, but having one of these will be beneficial to you down the road.
I think that's one of the cooler things. There's a lot of surprises. There's a lot of twists and turns in this. There's an interesting roadmap. It's not like there's so many games that have come from folks that have never built games before, or never really kind of played inside of either a comic book or some sort of just a fan culture universe. And the whole opportunity here is to bring all of these different sort of spiritual elements from around the world, all of these different types of art styles, and then art that represents a huge breadth of people. I mean, people of color who are generally not represented inside of this space at all, and kind of put that to a head in a platform that's not only going to build cool stuff, but it's going to allow you to level your NFTs and eventually play a game with them. And I think that's phenomenal.
Well, play part of a game, but then also we're looking at doing real world retreats. Like if
Mm.
you have X amount of some of these shamans, we're going to do real world retreats. Our next goal is like, so over time, over these 7 years, we're going to launch 10 different soul shaman series. We'll probably do a lunar shamans as well, but they're all shamans. The next project that we want to do after this is all done is shaman apes. We want to do a series of those to sort of make our own profile picture, but as these apes create our own little shaman tribe of apes. That will be another one. But the series one NFTs will be the most powerful ones, and then over time, new ones will happen. Those level one ones will power up, and so you always want to be a part of this because the more of these NFTs that you have, and the more staking power, the more help tokens that you're going to generate, and there's going to be 7,777,777,777 tokens total. And every year we're going to generate 1.1 billion tokens, and those are going to the people who are staking the NFTs. Those help tokens are tied directly to the vault value of the helping DAO. And so that is the goal: is grow the vault. There's a lot of ways that we want to do that over time, and then the value of that help token will be tied to this. Now, I would say this: the value of the vault or the value of the help token could be way more than the value of the vault due to speculators, but it should never go below the value of the vault. And so that's one of the things that we want to say. It's going to do what it's going to do. It's crypto. However, there should be a floor value for this thing based on what the value of the vault is. And I don't know that anybody's done something like that.
No, this is really pioneering stuff. I just really admire how you've brought together this project, and a 7-year roadmap. That's like so unheard of in the NFT world. Very few have that. The website is soulshamans.com. You can go get your mint pass now. 111 Matic. What is that? That's like Matic is maybe a buck and a quarter or something. Yeah.
like
Yeah, because everything's down right now. So good time to get your mint passes, everybody, and support and be part of a really great project with really great causes behind it. And Oz, how much longer do you have for treatment? And what do they say the prognosis is at this point?
Prognosis is, I mean, it could run a year, and that's where it's like it's been tough, because I getting back to work and finding projects that are that are really kind of more in line with a different ethos that I have. Because I don't want to work in the pump and crap that's existed before. I want to work on things that have meaning. I want to work on things that have substance to them, and even metaverse projects. There's a whole new utility coming in, and there's a lot of folks that are just throwing stuff at the wall. Hey, we're building a metaverse. Hey, we're dropping an NFT, but there's nothing behind that. They just want to cash out on these things, and what you see is there's almost no value in those NFTs. Like about 12 months later. I mean, we had, what was it? Jake Paul spent, what was it, like almost $900,000 for an NFT, and it dropped to a value of about $900. You've seen
What was that? What was that NFT?
Those were those. Forgive me, because it's Cancer Brain. It was those manga robots.
Okay.
Mecha, whether those mecha bots?
The mechas.
Yes, the mechas.
Yeah. I've got one of those. I can forgive Cancer Brain because I've just got like non-cancer brain. As you get older, it just starts doing its thing anyway. So we feel you, man. Yeah. Real value. Well, Oz, we appreciate you coming on. Of course, we're wishing you complete healing. That this thing that you will have it exterminated completely from your body. You're looking better. So I'll say that.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, you're looking way better. You're so sexy again, Oz.
Yeah. Trav, is there anything else you want to share about the project?
Yeah. Well, it's like, a lot of people know me from Bad Crypto and the Nifty.Show, and I like to crack jokes. I like to have fun. But it's like I do have a spiritual side. It's like I've spent a lot of time over the last 20 years, like studying ancient Egyptian mystery schools, and I'm Reiki level 2, which is energy work. I'm very interested in all this stuff. I've studied Peruvian. I worked with a Peruvian curandero for a few years as an apprentice. I've studied Huna, which is an ancient Polynesian wisdom, and it's like I love solfeggio frequencies, and I always tune into a lot of different. I'm always checking stuff out. I love sacred geometry. I got a sacred geometry, Metatron's cube tattoo, and I designed this ring, which is all about. It's a Peruvian Chicana symbol. So it's like I surround myself. I know that we are all spiritual beings that are having this human experience living in this meat suit. And sometimes our meat suit doesn't fit well. Sometimes our meat suit gets a little diseased. And we got some things and some tools in the toolkit to help elevate and help people feel better. And we want to help Oz and we want to help others. And this is something I'm going to be dedicated to for the next 7 years of my life. Is if this thing goes off as it should, and they're in the launch, then we got a nice roadmap, and we're going to work with a lot of amazing people. So God willing and universe willing, this thing goes off and is successful, and we're able to continue to do good stuff, as you like to say, Mr. Sir Lord Joel Comm.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, it's a perfect fit for you to guide and direct this project. And Oz, we love you and appreciate you coming on again. Always a friend of the show. Yeah. Good stuff, Sir Lord Trev. Really good. I don't want to take away from that at all, because awesomeness, but I do want to give a shout out to another project. A former guest on the show was Joe Chiappetta. Joe Chiappetta Art. He's got a project called the Art Vending Machine, artvendingmachine.com, and they are getting ready here. I'm not sure when this episode goes out. I think that this will already be live by the time that it does. Series 3 of his art, doing something really unique and different on the Wax blockchain. The theme is crypto skateboards and other things that fly. These are fine art that you buy in packs. Five NFTs in a pack for $20 in Wax. There's 432 pre-minted. His others have sold out, so these might even be gone by the time you get there. But he dropped a couple to me. I thought these are cool. You're like leveling up your game here, Joey Chiappetta. Not to be confused with a chia pet, just for the record. Yes. It's a completely different thing. Anyway, artvendingmachine.com is the place that you can go and check those out. And Sir Lord Trev, great to have you on the show, and thank you for taking this project by the horns and bringing it across the finish line. In the end is just the beginning.
Well, it really is. And, as we ideated it, and then it really sort of took on a life of its own, and we started adding stuff. And I'm working with Gus Adolfo. He is a phenomenal artist here in Puerto Rico. He's the creative director and co-founder on this thing with me. And once we really started taking this out, I mean, he's managed 21 artists, 200 different, it's just unbelievable. We have Elise Sam who's helping out with marketing, working with the creative creation team, who's been doing a lot of amazing stuff. Our advisory board, we just actually chatted with Veza. He said he's going to help out and be part of the advisory board. Nice. I think we're going to create a council of elders as well. And over time, like really strong, powerful minded people. The whole goal is to partner with amazing people and deliver great wisdom and information to people to help people's lives be better. But not only that, is help people in need, like Oz and others. And we're still working on a lot of what it could be. And so we want you guys to be a part of this, because your power and your brain and your ideas can even help make this thing better. So we're open to ideas and suggestions. But we're in this. I'm in this for the long haul. I'm telling you, This first sale, if this thing goes off and it works, we're in this thing for 7 years. We're going to keep doing this. And we're going to hit the finish line on the 7 years. Gary Vee said it. He goes, man, if you don't have a roadmap then you're nothing. And so here we are.
And Trav,
you're something. Go ahead, Dawes.
I just want to add one thing. As you talk about spirituality, I've studied a lot of this stuff, especially while I was just sitting in a hospital bed and I couldn't do anything else. And there was this guy called Gurdjieff, who was one of the theosophists in New York around the turn of the century. And he said that if you got 360 people across the world just to raise their vibrational energy 2 levels, you could start moving things towards peace. And if you think about where we are today, right after 2/2/22, And we've got a war breaking out in Ukraine. You've got maritime situations in Taiwan with China. You got a whole bunch of stuff around the world that's really rough. There's a bigger need for peace. There's a bigger need for love. There's a bigger need for prayer. And I just think that this is a great way to kind of seed those conversations and get people to remember things, and that's powerful.
Yeah.
Can't we
You know
all
why I
just
love
get
that,
along?
Oz? One thing we're going to do to kind of tie this in, let me just add one little thing on this, is that I think society got a little screwed up when we went into the Gregorian calendar. The
Hmm.
Gregorian calendar is screwy. It's like, oh, 31 days in January, 28 or 29 in February, and then 31, and then 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31 except February. But actually, nature is there are 13 moons a year of
Hmm.
28 days. That's 364 days. And then the Mayans had this figured out as they would have that, and then they would have one day out of time every year, and then every 52 years they would have 14 days out of time. And so that's kind of like in an ideal world, we're going to go back to a natural calendar where we are cycled with the moon and with nature because we are nature. And for us to be outside of nature in this time that makes no sense, we need to get back on that time. And so that's going to be one of the things that we're going to try to push as well down the road because that makes the most sense.
Exactly. I mean, you look at the Jewish and the Muslim calendars; they're lunar. They
Mm-hmm.
fit that model. You look at the prior to the Gregorian calendar. I mean, there was a 13th astrological sign called Olpheus.
Yeah, Felicius, yep.
Which is why we
December.
should give everybody with the name Greg the stink eye, because
Yeah.
It's Gregory's fault.
Yeah.
Go mint your mint pass, gang. soulshamans.com. This is not financial advice. This is a directive from us. 111 Matic is nothing. Go mint at least one. Get connected in the Telegram and get ready for some really cool NFT stuff that makes a difference. And
It is financial advice.
financial devices. Indeed.
Financial devices.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure you review, thumbs up, like, ring bells, and do whatever it is that you want to do to say that you appreciate what we're doing for you here. The show's free. This is free. We're not getting paid for this. We're bringing you content because we are enamored with the NFT digital collectible space and what is possible. And we'll catch you on the next episode. And Travis, since you're here so rarely these days because you're so busy with Soul Shamans, take us home.
There we go. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, keep it nifty.
Looking into the future, what do we see? It's lined with digital collectibles, we call them NFTs. Games, trading cards, digital art, and those crypto kitties. Joel and Zach are the hosts, you'll know. Joel and Zach say this will blow. They're locked and loaded, so ready, set, go! It's the Nifty, really kind of spiffy. The Nifty Show.